A very good morning to all of you. At the outset, let's revise what we did yesterday so that you recall whatever we have done so far from chapter 1. So let me go share with you my PPT. Just give me a minute. Yeah, here we are. I hope I'm sharing. Yeah. Okay, here we are. So people say CA is a difficult exam, but it is not so, it will not be so difficult if you have a hang of the business English that we have in our foundation English. Because the core language in your rest of the subjects for inter or CA will be the same language as business English. And that's why foundation English is very, very important for you. At the foundation level, now, if you can build your language skills in business English, it's going to be easy for you, a cakewalk for you to understand and write your exam in the inter and the final. You can mark my words on that. How do you improve your business language skills? And how is it different from the English that you did at school? English at school is general English, while what we have in the foundation is the business English. Business English jargons, phrases, words that will help people with communication understand that your level of proficiency in English is quite good. So in this session, you will learn Introduction to Business English, which we did yesterday. Then we had definition of communication, types of communication, verbal and non-verbal language, formal and informal communication, written and oral. And we will also have the networking in communication, effective traits of good communication and barriers of communication. That will be our study today. Introduction to Business English, we just saw. Question paper pattern is something that I show in every class of mine, so that it sinks in you. The business correspondence and reporting paper is combined with the law paper. Law paper is for 60 marks and BCR is for 40 marks. You have 5 long writing tasks for 5 marks and the total is 25 marks. The rest 15 marks will be for grammar, vocabulary and short answer questions for only 1 or 2 marks. Therefore, the communication chapter becomes very important because the short answer questions are always from most of them are from communication chapter. They will not be beyond 1 or 2 marks. So your answers have got to be very brief. Not that you need to write paragraph answers for short answer questions. For the long answer ones, you must definitely write 250, 300 words. That's the word limit that's specified. Now, websites that will help business English. Why do I show you this? That unless you make it a habit to watch at least one of these channels on a daily basis, on a regular basis, your proficiency in the use of the language, whether you speak or write, will not be great if you don't make it a habit. That's the reason why I have listed these channels, because these channels deal with business English in their programs. Same with, newspapers and magazines. These will help you read for comprehension and understand business English language. You will also find that it's the same kind of language that's used in your core subjects for inter and final. So this is business English, English for specific purposes, or English for jobs, or English at workplaces, whatever you may call it. Ground rules, this is something that I want to let you know, because this is just the second session. Have your notebook and pen to take notes. Have your study material with you while you are in the class. Do the activities as per instructions during the session. As and when you have doubts, keep them posted. In case I miss some of your questions, please post them again so that I don't waste my lecture time hunting for the question. Irrelevant questions will be ignored, like where are you from, okay, or about other subjects of the foundation, which I may not answer. Please don't jump the chapters. Let your questions be relevant to the chapter we are doing. And of course, any doubts regarding the answers and the question paper related to the chapters are welcome. Please provide your honest feedback so that we fine-tune our sessions to make them effective for you. It's important to fill the feedback form. Okay, we start off with body language. Here I have listed a few of the things that we can use as body language. Words, tone of voice, gesture, facial expression, the way we sit or stand. Okay, now look at these adjectives here which describe body postures. Okay. So, Hemakshi, this is answer for you. Diagonal, two different people communicating from the same hierarchical position, belonging to the same organization or different organizations. Both are okay. But what you have written is different. People belonging to the same hierarchical position is horizontal. Diagonal is different hierarchy, different organization. Anybody can talk to anybody. That is diagonal. Horizontal is two people talking at the same hierarchical level. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I know. I know I have to start from chain, but I just thought I'll make a revision of whatever we did yesterday. So these are adjectives that go with body postures. Now see if you can match the adjectives and the image here. Maybe you will note this down in your notebooks. Yeah, Rishabh, please wait. I'm just revising and we will do wheel and spoke again. I will revise whatever we did yesterday. Yeah, quick, copy these adjectives very quickly. I give you 2 minutes time. Very quickly, I hope you've copied. Now, match those adjectives with these postures. Very quickly. Yeah, 2 minutes. You may post in the chat box image 1 and then you type the short answer questions are only from communication chapter. Sometimes they also ask you questions from the meeting chapter. That's the chapter 13, where they ask you what is ATR, does that, or what is an agenda. Yes, Sahana, diagonal is equal to network. Star network. Quick. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Boredom is whatever is boring. Yeah, we move on. So these are not good postures that you can display at your job, at your workplaces, or during your interview. Now, communication, this is the definition of communication. We are just revising what we did yesterday. Is a process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotions through speech, signals, writing, or behavior. In communication process, a sender encodes a message and then using a medium or channel sends it to the receiver who decodes the message, and after processing information sends back appropriate feedback or reply using a medium or channel. Medium is the language that's used. Okay. Categories of communication: verbal, non-verbal, visual, and body language. Okay. Para language is communication through expressions, not with words. For example, ah, oh, ouch. Okay. Then what are the types of formal communication? They are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. Now, what is grapevine communication? Employees in an organization interact with each other outside the formal domain. Such communication is called grapevine. Okay. Network in communication, we did this: vertical, circuit, chain, wheel and spoke, network, and star. Now, vertical is a formal network. It's usually between a higher ranking employee and a subordinate in this two-way communication. What is the advantage? Immediate feedback is possible. Why have I mentioned the advantage separately? Because sometimes questions are asked only about what are the advantages of wheel and spoke or chain. Okay. Yagesh, this course is only in English. The foundation English cannot be spoken in another language. Okay. Body language will be there in the study material. It says so. It is just mentioned. It's not in detail. I do it in detail so that you understand. Okay. So this is vertical network. Immediate feedback is possible and there is no misinterpretation. Okay. Now this is circuit. When two persons communicate with each other, sending messages and feedback, they form a communication circuit. Therefore, it is known as circuit network. The two people interacting can be colleagues placed with the same hierarchical people in the organization. What are the advantages? No misunderstanding because of miscommunication or misinterpretation. Of course, the communication is also quite quick. Now, chain of command follows the chain of command from the senior to the junior. That's called the chain network. But the chain network often takes up time and communication may not be clear because it will depend on who conveys the message. Now, this is wheel and spoke network, where there is a single controlling authority who gives instructions and orders to all employees working under him or her. All employees get instructions directly from the leader. Pitch means the tone of your communication. No, the circuit network mentions only two people. Tushar, it cannot be easier than this. You have images to help you. You have fill-ups to help you with whatever you have to understand, because the keywords are given as gap fillers and the PPT is self-explanatory. Okay. So unless you want to understand, you may not understand. You must say, no, I will, and I must. We have done only circuit network. Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is circuit network. Now we move on to the chain of command. Chain of command, this is called the chain of command, chain circuit. And here you have A, the middle person, the power, the employer or the owner is the boss. He communicates to B, B communicates to C, C communicates to D. Same way this side, A communicates to A, E communicates to F, and F communicates to G. What is important in this kind of communication? It takes a long time. Also, for A communicates to B, and B communicates to C. What B will communicate to C might get misinterpreted, may not be the same. Okay, so it takes a long time for the communication to reach G and D. So this chain of command kind of networking is not a popular one. Okay, therefore, yeah, Priyadarshini, I will go slow. Till now I was quite fast because that was only a revision of what we did yesterday. But from now on, it will be slow. Don't worry. That's for Priyadarshini. Yes, I will go a little slower. Chain of commands, Subhadeep, is not applicable to large companies because in case the person in power is not capable, then the entire company will fall. Therefore, chain of command network is not a popular one. Also, there might be miscommunication, and as a result, productivity might go low. So, chain of command is not a popular network. Yes, message may get distorted. Yes, Saloni, you're right. It's a one-way flow, exactly. I was quite fast so long because it was only a revision of what we did yesterday. Yes, chain of command can lead to ambiguity in transfer of information. Yes. What is the difference between vertical and circuit? Vertical, the image will tell you. It goes up and it comes down. Whereas in circuit, it's roundabout and it's between two people at the same hierarchical level. Yes, grapevine is informal communication. Okay, so from now on, we move on to now we move on to wheel and spoke. This is an organization where there is a single controlling authority who gives instructions and orders to all employees working under him or her. All employees get instructions directly from the leader and report back to him or her. It is direct and efficient for a small business or company, but inappropriate way of communication in a large organization with many people. A company with employees needs more decision makers or nothing would get done. Can a large conglomerate like Reliance or Tata's have one person making decisions? Moreover, if the central figure is not competent, the entire business will suffer. So, you understand, look at this image here. You have the fulcrum in the middle, that's the powerful person, that's the boss, and the spokes lead to the employees. So, all instructions are carried out by the main person, the boss, to the employees directly. This is very quick and there is no room for any misinterpretation or miscommunication, right? Okay, but this may not work well with large companies. Why? Because a large company cannot be managed by an incompetent person. If there is only one person who's going to be powerful, and if he will be an incompetent person, then the company may not work well. Okay. Now, what's the meaning of conglomerate? Conglomerate is a group of companies, group companies like Tata's, Birla's, Reliance. Okay. And if the central figure is not competent, the entire business will suffer. So that is wheel and spoke. Wheel and spoke is preferred by startups and small companies where the owner himself or herself is able to control all his or her employees. Okay, I'm looking at your competent capability. That's for Kumari Priya. Don't get confused with vertical and wheel and spoke. They are different. Yeah, chapter wise tests your BCA has, I will, your ICAI has, and I will be showing you the paper pattern, the question paper pattern, and you can answer them. What are the disadvantages? Mohan, you don't have to repeat it so many times. Disadvantages of wheel and spoke, that if the central figure, the boss is not competent, then the company will go for a toss. So large companies will not prefer this. Yeah, coming to wheel and spoke. This is for Yadav who's asking again. Wheel and spoke is where in an organization, the central authority is the most powerful man, the boss or the director or the CEO. He gives instructions to employees and employees speak directly to him. This is fast. This is, the communication will be clear because it's one-on-one, it's direct. But this wheel and spoke method will not be good for large companies or group companies. I think I have answered everybody. Wheel and spoke. Spoke is the lines leading to the wheel. Alin Shri, this is a good question. What if G wants to communicate with D? He has to go through HIJK. No, he has to go through the same process. The process that came down from A to G will be the same process that will go from G to D. They will not be separate. Okay, this answer is for Santosh. This PPT will not be uploaded in the app, BOA's app, simply because certain images that I have picked from various sources may have copyright issues. I can show these images in the class for you to understand better, but I cannot upload it in the app because these are not mine. There will be copyright issues over that. So PPT will not be loaded, but you can take a screenshot and take down notes. Yes, Shravani, this will be good for partnership firms and with not many groups or many employees. Yes, Rudresh. Okay. I think I've answered everybody's question. How to make notes? Make notes the same way as the topics and subtopics that I deal with. I think I've answered all your queries. Making notes, Ansari, making notes for this subject is just easy. I leave this slide on. I've been having this slide on for 5 minutes. If you are interested, of course, these are, text materials taken from your study material. They won't be different. Defensiveness is not attacking. Okay, let me move on. What is this? No, ma'am, Shanti. I don't understand. Why no, ma'am? Sushmita, that is the wheel and spoke image. Yeah, Harsh Kumar, if there is an urgent message in the chain communication, they'll get stranded. Conglomerate, I have already said, is a group company. Okay, now I move on. Now I leave this page for 2 minutes. I'm giving it you 2 minutes. And then you will write the gap filling exercise. I give you 2 minutes. Yeah. Now you will do this exercise right in your notebooks, not in the chat box, because it will be there as a record for you. Quick. And I will give you 2 minutes to write. Once you finish, post done in the chat box and I will move on. Ashish, yes, this class will be enough for you for the exam. Just that you need to follow this and keep building your language skill regularly. Yes, Nikita, you can make notes from there. Sahana, you'll have to wait. We have still not finished. Quick. Post done and I'll move on. There is no negative marking. Gar, I already said conglomerate is a group of companies. Done. Okay, I move on. Star network, this is the image. It is multi-channel. Okay. Is a star network has multiple channels of communication open between all members. This network propagates group communication and is essential where teamwork is involved. The members communicate and exchange information with each other freely and without hindrance or hesitation. Without hindrance or hesitation. So the star network is the most preferred one because, especially in MNCs today, yeah, in group companies, star network is the best one because anybody can talk to anyone. Yeah. Star network is most suited for group companies so that communication doesn't get hampered for any reason. And it is quick. It is direct. There is no hierarchy. How can a star network and wheel and spoke network be the same? I've been telling you the differences. Wheel and spoke, the communication is direct from the boss to the employees. Star network, anybody can talk to anybody without the hierarchical restriction. Okay? Don't keep asking the same question. Sakshi, for a 2-mark question, it is okay if you write 60 to 80 words, not 2 pages. Gautami, yes, everybody's question is visible. Yes, large companies use star network. Yes, it's like digital communication. No, it won't create confusion. That's for Rishabh because your job gets easily done and communication is very direct. Piyush, your text is visible to me. If they are repetitive questions, I answer only once. Hindrance is block. Medium is the medium can be the medium that the company chooses to use. It may be English, it may be Hindi, it may be Greece, depending on where the company is located. Defensiveness is not attacking, it's defensive, trying to give reasons and explanations. That's for Nausheen. I've already answered that. Again, second time I'm answering that. Okay. Now, I've left this page on for 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to fill up the blanks. You can read this. The Star Communication Network has multiple channels of communication open between all members. This network propagates group communication and is essential where teamwork is involved. The members communicate and exchange information with each other freely and without hindrance or hesitation. Now, you can read this. I'll give you 2 minutes. And then you'll have to write. Quick. An example for wheel and spoke network is very small companies. Okay. Star network, there won't be any confusion, Rishabh, because if I want to talk to the CEO, I go straight to him and talk. There is no intermediary to misinterpret anything. Yes, it's like a formal communication. There is no disadvantage mentioned in the star network. Propagate is spread. Okay. Now, I give you 2 minutes to fill up the blanks. Quick. My PPT is very close to your study material. It's just the same. You don't have to have any doubts about it. You have to memorize or write on your own. That's for Subhadi. Hindrance is block. Multiple channel because they are open. Anybody can walk into the director's room or the managing director's room or the CEO's room to convey a message or take instructions. Chain network goes through the hierarchy. CEO to the director, director to the head to the project leader to the team. It goes stepwise according to the hierarchy. Therefore, it makes it difficult. Multiple channels is at the same time, people can talk to different people. Write it in your notebook. Yes, Moen, in your notebooks. Yes. Yes, Boomkesh. Study material is what I have followed. They are not different. Write these fill-ups in your notes. Mohan, how many times will you ask me the same question? Yes, Tanvi, but they are unofficial communication as far as Grapevine is concerned. Okay? Grapevine and Star Network are not the same. Priyanka, I've already said that PPT will not be shared. You want to take screenshots or you want to copy it down, I'm okay with it. Okay, have you finished? Post done, and then I'll move on. post done once you've finished. Super. Now I move on. So when you say done, it simply means that you have understood this. Yeah, the blanks are the keywords. That's the reason why I have given them as gap fillers so that you're able to remember. Okay. Say whether these are true or false. Quick. And I'm going to give you only 3 minutes time on this. Say whether these are true or false. Two colleagues interacting at the same hierarchical level in an organization is called circuit network. Post in the box. Quick. Yes, Subhadeep. Discussing a project with the teammates is multi-channel and star network. Okay, now quick, come on fast. Say whether these are true or false. Post it in one shot, say one, two, two kind of things, so that it's easy for us to finish it fast. Yeah, super. So let me give you the answers. You can check. Two colleagues interacting at the same hierarchical level in an organization is called circuit network. Yes. Star network is popular in large companies. Yes. This network has multiple channels of communication open between all members. And this is wheel and spoke. That's false. When two people communicate, it's called vertical network. Yes. Wheel and spoke network is beneficial only for small companies. Yes. Chain network is a pattern that follows from the senior to the junior and instructions go down. This network takes a lot of time to reach and communication is never clear. That's also true. Now we move on. Can you list the keywords for star network very quickly? Can you post quick? Shivam, you have a question. What's that? Now come on quick. Post the keywords for the star network. I'm waiting for you to post. Come on, quick. Yeah. Ishita, I do read every question. What should you write in chain of command under your notes? What does this mean? That's what I've been doing since morning. I've revised it. I've said it several times. And you ask me the same question and you say, I don't repeat it. I'm giving you so much time. How to know what is that is the keyword. Yeah, Raj Pradhan. The gap filler will help you to know what are the keywords. Also, the keywords will give you the right most appropriate word belonging to that particular networking. That's how you decide what is the keyword. Yeah, super. The way you've answered, I know most of you have understood. Little slower. Okay, Divansh. I will try to speak slowly. Yes, Anil. Okay. Now, match networks and communication very quickly. And I'm giving you 3 minutes. Match them in the chat box itself so that we finish it fast. And once you finish, say done. Quick. Post the answers for multiple for match the following at one go so that it's easier for me to know that all of you have answered. Yeah, I'm waiting for you to post the answers for match the following. Circuit uh, is like the horizontal type of communication. Nikita, wheel network will lead to increase in moral of employees. I don't understand what you mean. Wheel and spoke network in small companies, especially today, companies using artificial intelligence do not need, I mean, they have a very limited number of employees. They don't need large numbers. That's the reason why many MNCs are laying off now. With the coming of the artificial intelligence, they don't need so many people in the organization. So that becomes an organization with a smaller number of employees, for which wheel and spoke will do. Now, Mohin, you've been asking me how to prepare notes. You just, when you write the fill-ups, you write the whole definition, right? That is taking notes. The way I deal with the subject, with the topics, is the way you will take notes. It is so simple. Okay, finished. Match the following. I'm going to give you the answers. Vertical network, two people communicating. Circuit network, vertical network is senior to juniors to the different levels. Circuit network is two people communicating. Chain network is single controlling authority who controls everybody. Wheel and spoke is communication. No, wheel and spoke is single controlling authority who controls everybody. Okay, let me say it again. Vertical network, communication between a high ranking employee and a subordinate. That's number one. Circuit network, two people communicating. Chain network, senior to juniors at different levels. Issue from my side? I don't see anything. Uh-oh, lagging. Okay, just a minute. I'll find out from the Board of Studies. Vinu, candidates say there is a technical issue. Is it from our side? Because there are, huh? Now it is fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here we are. I share with you my PPT. Now look at this. Yeah. Now look at this. 8 slides will be shown. I will show you again the same slide, and I will want you to quickly look at it. That's only 8 seconds. Done. Okay, now how many effective traits are there for good communication? Can you just give me the number? Post the number in the chat box. Quick. I'll give you just a minute on that. Quick. How many traits are there in effective communication? If you haven't seen, I'll show it to you for a second. And yeah, done. How many were there? Quick. Post in the chat box. Come on fast. Oh, you want the match the following? Okay. Yeah. So here is the match the following. Yes, Kushi, you're right. 8, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9, 8. Oh. Okay, some say 8, some say 9. Networking in communication is what we did just now. Okay, so this is match the following, and here we go. Effective communication. Now I want you to post in the chat box, okay, the way I communicate with you. Okay, based on the criteria that's given to us. Is my communication clear? You have to say yes or no. Is my communication clear with you? Post an yes or a no. Quick, I'm waiting for you. Yeah. Is my communication clear? Okay. Is my communication, is my communication concise? What is concise? Short, just the relevant thing. Okay. Okay. Instead of waiting for each of the adjective, this slide tells you the effective traits of good communication. Clear, concise, concrete, coherent, complete, courteous, listening and understanding, focus and attention, emotional awareness and control. Okay, clear, you know, you understand. Concise is being very brief, short. Concrete is complete. Am I doing the right things? That will help your exam. Okay. Then coherent is one after the other in sequence. Okay, one after the other. Next, next, next. I'm not jumping from one topic to another topic that is there in the end. I go by the order of the study materials itself. Okay, that is coherence. Complete, is it complete or am I leaving things loose for you to understand? Okay, courteous is I must be courteous, respectful, not offend anybody anyway. Talk in a nice tone, in a friendly tone. Yeah. Mother, why do you say no? I don't understand. Okay. Listening and understanding. Do I listen to you? How do I listen to you on a Zoom meet like this? I can only read your messages in the chat box. And do I look at the message and answer you? Yes. Focus and attention. I don't divert your attention to anything else except our study material and the chapter we are dealing with. Now, many of you have said no, but what's the reason? Why do you say no at all? Concrete, once again, concrete is the solid material, the solid text that I deal with. Am I talking about, the the text that's close to, that's very relevant to the study material, or am I talking about, something else that's very irrelevant? So that's the question. Okay. Courteous listening. So I have said all of these. Okay. Thank you, Bhakti. Yeah. Now we move on. If you can recall and quickly write down how many are there and what are they, post in the chat box, not one by one, but post them all together at one shot. Quick. And I'll give you 2 minutes to post. Courteous is being nice, friendly, acceptable, accessible, respectful. Thank you, Nishi. Thank you for that. Courteous meaning I've said. Yeah, Harsh. Yeah, it is. I won't say it's real and spoke. It is star because anybody can ask me any question. Of course, something that's relevant to courteous. So many of you have asked me. Courteous is being nice, being friendly, being accessible in a friendly tone, not rude, not harsh. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to see most of you are active. The PPT may be blurred because of your network. From my side, I have no issues. That's for Sai. Okay. Now check your answers. See if you have got them all. If you need any, the meaning of any one, let me know and I will deal with it. So in the examination, they might ask you, what is coherent? How does coherence make an effective communication? Then you must say relevance of the context, and in a sequential order, one after the other is being coherent, not in fits and starts. Okay. Emotional is, suppose you're going to the office with the baggage that is there in your mind about the fight you had at home, and you go into the office with the same kind of temperament, your communication will not be good. Same way, you won't be able to understand what people are telling you because you're already heavy with what has happened at home. So you must be emotionally aware of the context where you are in. The workplace context has got to be very, very clear, and Mohin and Om, that's exactly what I'm explaining to you. Coherence is one after the other in a sequential order. Concreteness is the depth of the message that we are conveying. Now here I am discussing with you the communication chapter, and I do it in detail, in depth. Coherence is one after the other in a sequential order. Emotional, I told you, suddenly you cry, suddenly you laugh, you're angry. All these happens because you have no control over your emotions. Complete, incomplete sentences or incomplete communication of the message that has to be delivered. Concise is being brief or short. I think I've repeatedly answered you all. Focus and attention is not being distracted. Shanti, I have been answering everybody's question. Krishna, difference between aesthetic and visual. Visual is, traffic light is a visual communication. The bar graph, the Venn diagram, the pie chart, these come under visual communication. Aesthetic communication is something that tells you, wow, it's beautiful. You look at a peacock dancing, there are no words, but you say, you understand, that is beautiful. That's aesthetic communication. Okay, now let me move on. What are the 6 C's? Quick, concise, clear, concrete, concise, coherent, complete. One more. Courteous. Okay. So these are called the 6 C's. Yeah, memory, Yashwant, I see all your questions. Don't worry. Okay, now traits of effective communication. I have some more, text for coherence, logical sequence of words, ideas, and paragraphs. Okay, that is coherence. Communication has to be relevant, interconnected, and sequential. Sequence is in order. Complete is conveying all facts and information required by the recipient. Courteous is being polite, considerate, respectful, open, and honest with the receiver. Listening for understanding. A good listener absorbs the given information, processes it, understands its context and meaning, and form an accurate, reasoned, and intelligent response. Focus and attention. Distractions are detrimental, dangerous in offices, like noise, unnecessary talk, unclear mails, circulars, notices. These distract your attention. Communication should be short, otherwise people will get bored and leave the place. They won't listen to us. 6 C's. Just now we said clear, concise, concrete, complete, Coherent, courteous. Screen lagging may be because of network issue, not at my end. My end, it's very clear. This is Mohin. Yeah, he repeats the question again and again, even if I've answered. You communicate completely, briefly. If I just have to talk about coherence and I talk for say 1 full hour about it, that is not being concise. Okay, now let me move on. Barriers of communication. So in your question paper, there might be questions on what are the effective traits of communication. There might also be questions on the single things. What is coherence? What is courteous? Okay. So it is up to you to understand the question properly and write correct answers. Now we move on to barriers of communication. Here again, the barriers of communication, you must be able to write. You want a break now? Okay, 2 more minutes. 12 o'clock, I'll give you a break. Concreteness is the context itself, the material itself of whatever I have to teach. Suppose in this situation, when I'm teaching you all, if I am giving you complete instructions, complete messages of what you have to understand and write, then it is a concrete thing. That is being concrete. Okay. What are the barriers of communication? Physical, organizational structure, language, cultural, emotional, attitude, perception, physiological, and technology. Now we will see one by one how these can be barriers. Okay. How many are there? Can you recall? Post it very quickly. Saksham, you have to communicate completely and concisely too. 6 C's, how many times will I say the same thing? Clear, concise, concrete, complete, courteous, and coherent. Hindrances are barriers, obstacles, hurdles. Quick. Yeah, I don't want to break now. But I think 5 minutes is okay. Yeah, we come back after 5 minutes. And I'll just wait for you. Yeah. And here we are back again. So again, going to Star Network. Star Network is at very advantageous because it's multiple channel. It doesn't have a hierarchical system. Communication doesn't get delayed, and communication doesn't get misinterpreted because it's very direct and it's very quick too. So today MNCs believe that star networking is the way forward. Okay, now let me move on to barriers of communication. Now let me explain one by one. As I told you in your question paper, you will have questions on all these. Name the number, name the barriers of communication. Or the question can be just how is physical, a physical, how is physical a barrier, or how is technology a barrier for communication, are kind of questions that might be asked. So once I finish this, I will share with you a question paper so that you have a, excuse me, you have a hang of how it is. Okay, physical surroundings, noise, technical disturbances, outdated experiments, bandwidth, office doors, lack of appropriate infrastructure. These are physical barriers which prevent communication from, from being complete or effective. Okay. Then organizational structure barriers. Systems, structures are not clear, chain of command not clear, inappropriate information, lack of supervision, unclear role and responsibility, confusion and inefficiency, where employees don't get to know what kind of networking happens within the system. These are organizational structure barriers. Now, language barriers. Different regions and countries may interpret things differently. Words, unfamiliar expressions, ambiguous words having multiple meanings, clear. So when we speak or when we write, bandwidth is a scope. Where does it come? Bandwidth. Bandwidth is the networking. See what happens when your network is not okay? You get a blurred image. You don't get to see. Yes, this is for Rakshita. Questions from the communication chapter will be short answer questions. Bandwidth is the networking. Networking, I'm not talking of the networking in communication, but networking of technology too. Mohan, I am explaining it in detail, one by one. Physical surroundings, noise, technical disturbances, outdated equipments, bandwidth, okay? The networking if it fails, the internet if it fails, you don't have to memorize. As long as you can write it in your own words, it's okay. But in case you feel you will not be able to write it in your own words, please memorize. Okay. Those of you who can write well, maybe can write on their own. But others, if you are doubtful of it, memorize. Ambiguous is not clear. Okay. Organizational structure barriers. Yeah, office doors. Outdated equipment, when your device is not updated, what happens? That's what it is. Organizational barrier. Systems, structures are not clear. Chain of command not clear. Inappropriate information. For example, in our examination center, so I work for Stella Maris, and in the examination center, we were told to upload the marks for the final exam. And after that, I went and asked my colleague, she said, take the answer papers home. And I took it away. Then during the holidays, there comes a call from the dean's office saying, where are the papers? So when information is not correct, then, we land in trouble. That is a barrier. If you don't communicate the correct thing or do not communicate completely, then you're in trouble. Blurring, not at my end, my network is complete. Meaning of outdated equipments, when your devices are outdated, okay, then that might be a barrier for communication. The office door literally means office door. Every time somebody opens and closes, you'll get a noise. Okay. Language barriers, if the language, I don't understand Hindi. And if you will ask me to speak in Hindi, that's a barrier. I cannot. You understand? Okay, then I move on. Cultural barrier. Every organization has its own culture, right? Different cultures communicate with cross-culture people, regions, tribes, religions, where words and symbols may be interpreted differently. If we do not know, if we do not know the culture of the other person who's communicating or where we need to communicate, then that becomes a barrier. Okay. Every organization has its own culture. Families have different cultures too. Serving, food, greetings, language, words. Now look at this for an example. Just saying hello, and each of them in different language, different postures. Like we say namaste, Brazil people hug each other, Americans shake hands. Inappropriate decision making is an organization barrier. Jay Shri, yes. Unclear role, you join a company and if your portfolio is not fixed or nobody tells you what you need to do, that is unclear role. That's for Vidushi. Okay, now emotional barriers. As I said already, say I had a fight at home and I go to office the same way, and there I become sensitive with whatever people might say around me, and therefore I flare up or I get angry and shout back. That is emotional barrier. What happens? You don't understand what others are saying and you cannot communicate properly. Anger, fear of criticism or ridicule, mistrust of person, suspicion of intentions, jealousy, anxiety, all these can become barriers of communication. Yeah, break is for more than 5 minutes. That's the reason why I don't give a break at all. I would rather feel okay to close the class 5 minutes early. But since everybody wanted for it, I thought, okay. So these are emotional barriers. So you, whether you're jubilant or joyous or you're angry or temperamental, that should not be shown at workplaces. Yeah, in your exam, either you will be asked these questions separately, right? What are emotional barriers? How can emotions be a barrier? Or they'll also ask you list the barriers of communication. They will not ask you to explain about all the barriers. Either they ask one or two, or they ask you to name just that. We will see your question paper now. Culture. How can culture be a barrier? Culture is defined by the shared manners, customs, beliefs, rituals, ceremonies, laws, ideas, thought patterns, arts, tools, social institutions, religious beliefs, myths, and legends, knowledge, values, a concept of self, morals, ideals, and accepted ways of behaving. We live, do things, think, and act in varied ways. These practices are particular ways that give us an identity. These are our cultural ways and give us the cultural identity. Yeah, family disputes are also emotional barriers. How to counter emotional barrier? Do yoga. Short questions, it's okay to answer in 2 or 3 lines, not more than that. Okay, how do we overcome a cultural barrier? So these are things that will help you overcome. Okay, Divansh, next time I'll remember that. Ridicule means making fun of. How do we counter cultural barrier? Avoiding frame of reference, use mutual language and signs. Use a language that both of you can understand. Ask questions when in doubt. Don't just nod your heads and say, oh, yeah, we understood everything. Provide space for mutual respect. Open to new ideas, accepting and adapting the different culture. Understand the context of communication. Avoid stereotype notions. Promote positive reception of cultural divergences. Learn about other cultures and their norms. So that's the reason why, there are companies today, once you are selected for the on-site job, Then they give you an orientation of the culture and the habits of the country you're going. Ridicule is making fun of. Stereotype is doing the same things again and again and again. Okay? Attitude barriers. How can attitude be a barrier? Personal attitudes of employees can affect communication. So I think, I think Shanti is a super brilliant person and she can understand anything. Okay, so what does she do? She walks with an attitude. Norms being normals. Stereotype notion is something that is predictable. This is the way you will behave, and that is and every time that is stereotyped. Okay, attitude. Somebody, you judge somebody by their manners and customs and say, oh, this person is a very, very arrogant person. Oh, this one is a very soft-natured person. That's attitude, showing attitude, throwing attitudes. Okay, outdated equipment is not new equipment. Oh my God, Kushbu, this is very, I don't know what to say. You want to make notes as we do. I'm giving you time. This is all there in your study material. What is new are the images that I have chosen from different places to help you understand what these means. You must make notes so it's easier for you. How many pages should you write? This again, I've been answering right from the time the class started. For a 1 or 2 marks question, 60 to 80 words, not more than that. Disgruntled is not too happy. Status can be a barrier that will help you throw an attitude. Yes, that's for Kushi. Kushbu, I think I've answered your question several times. I know you are going to ask it for another 100 times. Introvert is a person who doesn't share with others freely, doesn't share the thoughts, ideas, and feelings. Super, Kushbu. Instead of listening, understanding, taking down notes from the PPT I'm sharing, you're asking the same question 100 times. Super. Yeah, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you on that. Mutual respect, you respect the other person respects you. That's mutual respect. Attitude barrier includes inferiority complex also. Yes, same way it includes superiority complex also. Right? Personal attitudes of employees can affect communication. A proactive worker will facilitate communication. A disabled, disgruntled, shy, lazy introvert can delay, hesitate, or refuse to communicate. So if you have an attitude, it prevents people from understanding you. Come on, Kushbu, post another 100 times. Yeah, I'm not going to answer you anymore. Now, perception barriers. See, look at the sticks below. They look 4 for one. Some other says it's 3. Right? So the way you understand, the way you look at things matters really while you communicate. Shy and introvert are the same. Devi Priya, improve your fluency by reading plenty of magazines and newspapers in English and watching programs that are in English. Chetna, I don't know if you are another Kushbu here. I did say the meaning for disgruntled, an unhappy person. Okay, so you're playing pranks. So I'm not going to answer you anyway. I stop here. Okay, perception barriers. So if you have wrong understandings of what you see, then that can become a barrier to communication, perception barrier. Physiological barriers. Here, ill health, poor eyesight, hearing difficulties can make communication difficult. Semantic barrier will only be language, not attitude. Technology barriers, you know it. Poor bandwidth, poor networking, no power, plenty of mails, meets, social media, multitasking, trying to accomplish too many things and not doing anything well. So these are technology barriers. Most common, all these are common barriers. Yeah, okay, we did this. How can culture be a barrier? Okay, fine. Now I'm going to play a video, a YouTube for you, and I have a few questions to ask. Ridicule is making fun of others. Super Raj Pradhan. What do you think I did when I showed you the slide, magazines and newspapers to read and TV channels that you can watch? Anyway, I'm not going to answer you again. Super Kushbu. So you've taken this position today to write this 100 times. I don't think you made it 100 times. So please do it. So now I'm going to share with you a YouTube clipping. I want you to answer after watching that very carefully. Just give me a minute and I'll open the YouTube so that. Oh. Yeah, give me just a minute and I will be there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you a YouTube clipping. The context here is an interview. Watch this very carefully and then answer my questions. And here we go. Hello? Huh? I'm not sharing? Okay, let me direct you. Let me check. Yeah, give me a minute. I thought I was sharing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I was sharing.
To animal science.
Now here's the interview, and I want you to watch.
Well, thanks for coming today. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks.
Why don't you start up today by telling me a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name's John Smith, and I'm 20 years old. I grew up here in Minneapolis and went to Northfield High School. Right now, I'm going to the U of M, and I just switched my major over from horticulture to animal science. And, because I decided I like plants more than, or animals more than plants, I'm sorry. I'm working at Target part-time right now, and, just cover rent and food expenses. And, yeah, I wanted to get this internship at your vet clinic because, I'm planning on going on to vet school, and I need more experience on my resume and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's why I'm applying to your vet clinic internship.
What are your strengths?
Well, I'm really good at math and science. I'm really good in those subjects. I've gotten A's in all my math classes, and I think I've gotten like all A's and B's in my science classes. So, yeah, and I really like doing science stuff. I really enjoy that. So I think those are my two big strengths. And yeah, I'm also really good with people. My interpersonal skills are good. I'm good at talking to people. So yeah, I think those are my strengths.
And on the flip side, what are some of your weaknesses?
My biggest weakness is that I'm a big workaholic. I have to be working all the time, on the evenings and even on the weekends. Like, I just don't take time off. So yeah, I'd say my biggest weakness is just that I'm a workaholic and just working.
Okay. Could you describe a time where you've had to complete multiple tasks in a short period of time?
Yeah, like I do that all the time. You know, I'm constantly having to work on multiple things. Like I have 15 credits at the U right now, and all these classes they have their own assignments going on. So I'm always doing different assignments at the same time, and I'm also working at Target. You know, at the same time I'm doing my assignments. So I have a lot of experience doing multiple things at once.
Great. Can you describe a time when you've been in conflict with a coworker or a team member and how you handled the situation?
Yeah. Okay, so I have a small animals class, and we got put into groups, and we had to do a group assignment where we had to report on some small domesticated animal. And so yeah, we split up the parts of the report, so everyone had their own part, and then at the end we kind of put all of our parts together for the report. And so we did that. We all did our own parts, but when we came together to share our work, it was obvious that this guy Rick in the group, he obviously didn't put a lot of time or effort into his part. You know, it was really shoddy work, and so me and the other group members were really upset. You know, we put a lot of effort into our part, but Rick didn't do his part well, and now our grade was going to be bad because of him. So I confronted him about it and asked him why he didn't put more effort into it, and he got defensive and started making up some excuses. And so I went to the professor and told her about it, and told her I didn't want my grade to go down because of his bad work. And so I convinced her to grade Rick's part of the report different than the rest of ours, or separate from it. So yeah, I think it worked out well.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So now I'm going to ask you questions and you will post in the chat box. Somebody has asked me what is introvert. Introvert is one who doesn't share his feelings or ideas or thoughts to anybody else. He just mumbles to himself and he is a very quiet person. Okay, now going on to the video that you watched. Will Rohit get selected for in the interview? Will he get the job? If yes, give your reasons. If no, give your reasons. Post in the chat box right now, very quickly. I repeat the question. Will Rohit get selected in the interview? Quick. Very quickly. I'll wait for you to post. I'll give you 2 minutes time. My question, let me repeat. Will Rohit get selected? If yes, say, give your reasons. If no, give your reasons. You simply cannot say no. You must give your reasons also. Why he won't. Rakshita is not confident enough to sit straight and have an eye contact or even with a smile. He wasn't so approachable. Body language isn't good, and the fluency of his answers not great. Dressing sense not good. Signs of using and playing with that pen, is not appropriate. Yes, so he won't get. So I want you all to give your explanation as to why he will not get selected. Quick. Very quickly. I am looking at all your answers. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. I'll just wait for 1 more minute. Come on, fast. Yeah. Okay, now let me give you my answer. So his communication was not clear for several things. One, he was making noise with that pen. He had no eye contact. Most of you have written that. And then he had no eye contact. There was noise. His language was not good. He says that guy, So in formal situations, especially in an interview, you cannot use guy is a very informal word. Okay. Then his habit of going and complaining. That's not right. Also, the way he puts it across to his examiner saying this person should not get this or shouldn't get above or should not be marked along with the others, that is a kind of negative attitude. That's attitude. That's a negative attitude. He won't get selected because that's what interviewers, employers look for, especially today when your social media presence is so high. When all of us use social media for one reason or the other, employers today look at for your social media presence. They look at the moment we apply, they read through our application, they look at the social media presence to see what kind of a person you are, what's your attitude, who are your friends, what are the comments you like, what kind of postings do you make. These your employers will check. So beware, be very watchful of your digital footprints. Most things, they might pop up even if you delete at the most inappropriate time. In a man's life, or say even in a woman's life, two things are very important. One is the career, two is the life partner. So at that stage, if we don't care about our digital footprints, our social media presence, it might become detrimental. It might become dangerous to us. Okay, so it's very important for you to be careful about posting or liking or sharing something. As students who have to be placed in good positions, when you apply for jobs, your social media presence has got to be very neat because your image is very, very, very important. Even if you have been doing it so long, see that you don't do it from now on. Like, share, comment on neutral things, some things that will lead to good knowledge, something that will be beneficial for others and to you. So your social media presence or your digital footprints have got to be very, very neat so that when employers look at it, they are impressed. Okay, I've read through all your answers. Now I'm going to show you another video. Just give me a minute. And I'm going to ask you questions because that's going to say, I must remember to share. Just give me a minute. I'm not going to tell you the context. I'm not going to tell you who, what, and why, but I just want you to watch this and then I will ask you questions. Watch it very carefully. This is to help you understand how to notice English, the language, and how to get ideas from whatever you watch. So I have to share it now. Give me a minute. You share. Yes.
Time where we're going to have people flying in. Our first live video that we're taking at Facebook headquarters. I wanted to try this out before our town hall Q&A tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, where we're going to have people flying in from all around the world and asking questions about whatever people are interested in the community. So that'll be a fun chance for me to hear from people in our community and be able to talk to them and answer questions directly. So here what we have is, this is our headquarters. This is Facebook's office. We just moved in here about a couple of months ago at this point. And the thing that's notable about it is it's just this massive open floor plan. So here we can pan around and you can check it out. But basically just for as long as you can see, people we work out in the open at desks, and the whole idea here is that by having an open floor plan where people work close to each other, it facilitates people sharing and communicating about what they're doing, which enables better collaboration, which we think is key to building the best services for our community. So we've worked like this for a long time, and it's been a pretty core way for how we do what we do here at Facebook. So here, I'm gonna take you on a quick tour. So this is actually my desk right here. It's, everyone has a desk, even the people who are running the company. It's, there's no kind of special offices or anything like that. Here's mine. I just have a bunch of books here. This is the book that I was just reading for my Year of Books challenge. I have all kinds of other stuff. Here's something that actually someone on our laser communications team wrote. This is his textbook. Here's just a bunch of interesting stuff. I mean, the folks who designed our updated logo, printed one out of wood. We have a model of a satellite that we're working on, and here's a model of the airplane that is going to be able to beam down internet access that we're working on. So all kinds of cool stuff here. Here, let's look over here. So this is the conference room that I actually spend a lot of my time in when I have meetings at Facebook. So here, let's come on in. At Facebook, no one has offices, right? So I don't work in the office. This isn't where I spend most of my time when I'm at my computer. But I do have a conference room for all the meetings that I do when people come in from outside and I get a chance to talk to them, or for internally when I'm reviewing products or talking to people about what we should be building here. And one of the things that you'll probably notice is that it's all glass. And the reason for this, again, is just that we want to create this very open and transparent culture in our company where everyone can see what everyone else is working on. People can walk by and see the type of stuff that I'm working on or who I'm meeting with. And we think that this facilitates this very open and transparent culture, which again enables us to do our best work. So, that's it. That's our quick tour for today. That's what I wanted to show in our first live video of Facebook headquarters. Tomorrow morning, if you want, tune in. And
yeah, I stopped sharing. Okay, now the questions. He repeated one word 3 times. Can anybody say what's the word? Quickly post in the chat box. He repeated one word 3 times, the most important word. Quick. I'm waiting for you to post in the chat box. Now we are talking of this video. Can anybody say who this person is? Do you know him? Who is he? This is the second question. Quick. Yeah. Super. Yeah, Tushar, very good. My congratulations. He repeated the word communication 3 times. That is to let you know that communication is most important today in workplaces. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the next question. He is Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, most of you have answered. What is the culture why is all his cabins and, the structures are in glass? Why are they in glass? Quick. What kind of culture does he display by having everything in glass? What is the culture he displays? Quick. Very quickly. What is the kind of culture he displays in his office? Or why are his offices in glass walls? Very fast, very fast. Yeah, it's an open and transparent culture. Super, many of you have answered. Very good. It's an open and transparent culture. Anybody can walk into or anybody can view from his office, the way people are working or what they are doing. Okay, not as a spy to check but to know what they are doing. That's curiosity, not a negative term. Okay. Then, can you remember what is the book he has on his table? Very quickly. He says he has a book on his table. Quick. Very quickly. Yeah, he has a book on communication. That's very important. Okay, so today MNCs are with open, transparent culture, multi-channels. People can approach the CEO or the MD whenever they have a message to convey. Now, very quickly, I will share with you the question paper. We'll just run through it now because we have very less time, but we will do a paper as days go by. Okay, fully. Just give me a minute because it takes time to get that link out. Yeah. Just give me a minute and I'll share a question paper. Yeah, here we go. Yes. Now let me share. Let me share. Yeah, I'm here sharing the latest question paper so that you have a feel of what kind of questions will be asked. So now look at this. Okay. I look at December 22 paper. Okay. So you see the first part is the law paper. And question number 7 will be, yeah, this is Hindi version of the law paper. After that, you get the English version. Now remember that question number 7 is very, very important and it is mandatory. If you don't answer question number 7, your paper will not be valued. That is a very important thing that you need to remember. Okay. So you see section B, 40 marks. This is BCR. First question number 7 is comprehension, and that's very important. Now, after a 5-mark question, you get this is read the passage for note making. Okay. After that, you have, look at this question number 8. Correct. Courteousness is the important characteristics of effective communication. Comment. So without courtesy, your communication will not be complete. Without courtesy, whatever message you want to convey may not be the right thing. Okay. You may not be able to convey your communication properly. Therefore, courtesy is important when you communicate. Okay. Then we go to the next part. After every 5-mark question, you have a question on communication. Look at this. How attitude barriers affect communication in the organization. Sometimes the question paper might have a choice like this, but most times it may not. So you have to be ready for both. Attitude barriers affect communication in the organization. Yes, if we already have an attitude, if we have an attitude that will signal to people that we will not listen to whatever they say, then communication cannot be perfect. It will not be complete. The other person will not understand the message you want to convey. Now, explain the term aesthetic communication. Anything that's beautiful is aesthetically pleasing. So, a dance by music, dance, drama comes under aesthetic communication. Okay. Then, after the 5-mark question here, you get another one. Explain any 2 types of formal communication. So you know how to answer that. Let's not waste time. Then you have, what do you mean by grapevine communication? So that is gossip at office or informal conversation in the office space. That is called grapevine. It has its own advantages to understand employees better and to enable them to have social interaction within the office space. Okay, that's it. So you will get 5 questions for 2 marks. That will be for 10 marks. So better be prepared. So that's one question paper which I shared with you today. After every topic, I'll share the question paper to look at just those topical questions, so that yes, you can answer with examples, Shivam. And Mohin, yes, 60 to 80 words maximum, but you can write even less. That's not a problem. So I stop sharing now, and I want you to post in the chat box, what did you learn today? How did you like the session? And what will you remember? These three questions you will answer now very quickly. I'm going to wait for you. I repeat, what did you learn today? What will you remember? How did you like the session? I want a post from every participant here, because that is what will help us refine our sessions, so that we communicate completely, that will be relevant for your exams. And believe me, the PowerPoint is have very closely followed the study material. They are not two different things. Yeah. You will answer all three questions at one go, not separately, because that will help me see who's the one who's posted it, right? So I repeat, what did you learn? What will you remember? How did you like the session? Please post here quickly. Shubhadeep, for 5 marks, you must write 250 words to 300 words. Let me repeat, because some of you have posted, but not completely. What did you learn? What will you remember? How did you like the session? Very quick, and I'm waiting for you. You want a test on this chapter? Okay, maybe next class I'll post the link and you all can submit. You'll get the answers also. I mean, you'll get your scores immediately. I'll do it in Google form. Tomorrow I'll do that. Next class. Yes, I'll give you a test on this chapter. Next class, I'll post the link, which you can answer at your leisure time and submit. See, many of you are repeatedly asking me for the notes. Notes is your study material and what you take from the class. That apart, what else do you want? This PPT is based on the study material that we have, that the institute gives you. Yeah, very good. Many of you have said that you will remember and you've learned quite a lot. That is really good. And as I've already shared with you, the websites and the language and the newspapers and magazines, do it on a regular basis. The ones that I have listed are free and they are available on the net. If you have the data in your mobile, it's just going to be easy. You don't even have to buy anything for that. Test paper, I will share with you in the next class because I have to search for the link. I did post it here. Let me see if it's there. I can even give it. Yeah, the Google form is here. I will share the link with, how do I share the link? I'll post it to the board so that they share it with you. I'll do that, yes. Chat. Yeah, the board will post the link to you so that all of you submit the papers. Give me, yes. Vinu, please post this link to the students so that they answer the questions, because all of them want a question paper on this. Vinu, are you there? Hello? So please post this. I posted in the chat box. Please post this link to the students so that they are able to answer. Hello? Can you post this? Because I don't know if I can post it. You can't post it. So how do you get this to the children? There's a lot of noise. It will be good if we can post this link. I'm sorry, this is ICI link. No, not this one. Not this one. I'm sorry. Just a minute. Yeah, this is not the one. Just give me a minute. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Yeah, so this is a Google form that I'm posting here. If you can post it, it'll be good. Otherwise, I leave it to you because I don't know a way to post this. Okay, I've shared the link. This will take 10 minutes. The test will take only 10 minutes. Don't worry. Okay, because these are multiple choice questions. Have you answered my questions? But I don't think I have got. I've got all your posts. What did you learn today? What will you remember? And how did you like it? I want you to answer these 3 questions. Quick. I have posted the link to BOS. Let me see how we can post it. Because I'm not too sure of that. Or I can, yeah, I can share it, share my PPT. Yes. Just give me a minute. I think I'll do that for you. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Yes. Here it is. The link is here. I'll put it on slideshow. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not this one. Slideshow. Yes. Here is the link. I'm sharing it on the screen. This is a test link. You may copy this. These are multiple choice questions. You may copy this and submit. You already answered, Prachi. How is that? First time I'm releasing this. Okay, copy the link and you can submit the test. Very quick. It won't take even 5 minutes, I guess, because these are only multiple choice questions. Quick. You can copy the link in your mobiles. I leave it to you because I don't know. I thought you will be able to copy the link. Okay, I will discuss with people and find out how best we can share it with you. Okay, and see you in the next class, and bye bye. Revise your study material. All the notes are there. I am not too sure, Sakshi, how you can copy the link. I will find out a way and then let you know in the next class. And have a great day, and bye bye. Vinu.